Hey, what's going on everyone? Today I have a no-nonsense wonder weapon guide. No, but for real, you ever notice how YouTubers say that in all their videos? They're like, oh, this is a no-nonsense guide. Like, for real, what do you even mean by that? Were you like planning on putting a bunch of random junk in this video, but decided it wasn't best to put just a bunch of vines everywhere or something?
Officer, I got one question for you.
Anyways, no hate for those who do that in their videos, but come on, most of the time you end up rambling anyways. It's just human nature.
Wow.
Alright, well, time to get to this no-nonsense video. So this is a new series that I guess I'm calling Wonder Weapon Madness, I guess. It's like March Madness, but with less basketball and more 12-year-olds screaming over microphones.
No! That was my kill!
Alright, well, the official bracket for the series is in the description if you want to look at it. The bracket was randomly assembled, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks like the East and Western Conference in the NBA.
DeAndre! Come on! Swing it! Swing it! Come on! Swing it! Yes.
Alright, so first up, in round 1, we have the KT-4 from Zetsubo no Shima versus the Blundergat from Mob of the Dead, and more specifically, the Vitriolic Withering, because why even bother comparing the Blundergat? Because the Blundergat is kind of trash on its own, and so is the Sweeper. So we're just pretty much going to be comparing the Vitriolic Withering to the KT-4. Alright, so first off, the KT-4, it's a buildable, so it's free. It can be obtained from the mystery box after being built, and the build requires flower picking, sucking venom out of a spider, and killing the Green Lantern himself. Now the KT-4 can also be upgraded for free, but it's definitely a lengthy process because you need to find rainbow water, some potato seeds, and some alien head thing, and then you get the upgraded KT-4, which is pretty much the same, but the damage is increased, and the residue on the ground lasts for 5 seconds longer. Now we have the Blundergat, which can be obtained in 2 different ways. First, you can get it from the mystery box, and then you can upgrade it by collecting the necessary parts to create the Acid Gat, and then you can pack-a-punch that to get the Vitriolic Withering. However, I would not recommend just upgrading it right away, because if you just upgrade the Blundergat itself, it'll turn into the Sweeper, which isn't good at all. But the second way you can get the Blundergat is you can get the Blundergat for free by collecting 5 skulls around the map with the Hell's Retriever, and then your free Blundergat will be waiting for you. So now moving on to ammo, the Blundergat is going to have a ton more ammo than the KT-4. Both the regular KT-4 and the upgraded version of it are just going to have 6 VATs plus 36 to the side, and then the Acid Gat's going to have 3 VATs plus 90 to the side, and when you pack-a-punch it to the Vitriolic Withering, it's going to have 3 and then 150 to the side. So now moving on to most powerful, we have the KT-4. Now just firing this weapon as a single shot is a waste of time, and the most effective way to use it is by charging it before it's shot, and this will fire 3 rounds at once, creating a green residue on the ground that would temporarily kill all zombies that walk over it. Now the Vitriolic Withering attracts zombies, which is nice because it will keep them away from you, but from what I can recall, not all the zombies are always attracted to it, so it's not as foolproof as a monkey bomb, even though it's supposed to be, but sometimes there's some zombies that just kind of stray away. Anyway, so the Vitriolic Withering also has a damage profile of 1500 to 7500, which may seem like a lot, but it's kind of low for a wonder weapon. In comparison, the Scavenger from Call of the Dead is 11,500, and then the upgraded Scavenger is 23,000. But considering that the Vitriolic Withering shoots 3 VATs at a time, and it attracts zombies, and has over 150 total rounds of ammunition, I think the limited amount of damage can be forgiven. As for the KT-4, I don't really think there's a damage profile for the weapon because I'm pretty sure it's just unlimited damage. If you shoot a zombie any round, it'll just kill the zombie. But I'm not quite sure about that. But anyways, we're going to get into that more in a little bit. So moving on to the splash damage, both these weapons are mainly based on splash damage, and because of that, I'm going to say that the KT-4 has the most splash damage because it is more powerful and it's able to kill more zombies at once due to the residue it leaves on the ground. And what the residue does is that once you charge it up and you shoot the zombie, the residue will stay on the ground and pretty much any zombie that walks over it will die. When it comes to determining which weapon is more useful, there is no cut and dry answer for this because it depends on what you prefer in a wonder weapon. The KT-4 is more powerful and it's great against the Thrasher boss zombie because it pops all of the spores on its body, thereafter making it a one-shot kill with pretty much any weapon. However, the Blundergat packs a lot more ammunition, which is nice if max ammos are scarce, and also it attracts the zombies, so it will help keep the zombies away from you. So it really depends on your style of play. Now the rate of fire of both these weapons is pretty similar, as they both shoot up to 3 VATs per shot. However, it's obviously going to be less wise to rapid fire the KT-4 because of the limited ammunition, and if you shoot 3 VATs at once, it needs to charge up first, but that only takes a couple of seconds anyways. Now, neither weapon actually has a fast reload time. The Blundergat takes 3 seconds without speed cola, and I would say the KT-4 takes about 3 seconds as well. Now, obviously the Blundergat is going to be more annoying to reload because it needs to be reloaded after every shot, so I would say the reload time definitely goes to the KT-4 because the Blundergat is more of a spam weapon where you need to constantly be shooting VATs at the zombies, whereas the KT-4 is more of a finesse weapon where you need to charge it, shoot it, wait for the zombies to die because they're walking through the residue, and then shoot again. So definitely I would say the reload time goes to the KT-4 just because of the type of weapon and the way it's supposed to be used. Now as far as availability goes, I'm pretty sure 2 people can get the Blundergat at the same time. One person has to get it via the mystery box, and the other can get it by collecting the 5 skulls and getting the free Blundergat. I've even seen one person with 2 Blundergats before. I'm pretty sure that's not a glitch. I think you can actually get both of them at the same time. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Now as far as the KT-4 goes, I really have no idea if more than one person can get it. I got mixed results when I was looking it up online, and there are videos on YouTube of people getting multiple KT-4s, but I'm not sure if they were glitches or not. Now as far as the strategy goes for both these weapons, pretty much you're going to use both of them the same. Both weapons should be used to train zombies around. Obviously with the KT-4 being more of a finesse weapon, you're going to use it kind of more like the Sliquifier, except the Sliquifier had more ammunition. So basically the way you're going to use the KT-4 is you're going to train the zombies, you're going to shoot the horde, and you're going to wait for all the residue to go away, and then you're going to shoot again because you don't want to be wasting the ammunition because you don't get that many rounds with this gun. Now as far as the Blundergat goes, you're going to use it in a similar way to the KT-4 when it comes to training the zombies. You're going to shoot the horde, except you're going to want to shoot a lot faster because you have a lot more ammunition to work with, and plus the Blundergat isn't nearly as powerful as the KT-4, so you're definitely going to want to shoot the zombies a little bit quicker. So now let's move on to the perks that you want to use with these weapons. They're going to be pretty similar, but I'm going to do a little bit of variances with both of them. So first off, we're going to do the Blundergat. Obviously, you always go with Juggernog. And the second one you want to do is Speed Cola, because every time you shoot the Blundergat, you need to reload, so you definitely want it to reload quickly. The next one you want to use is Electric Cherry, because once again, you're going to be reloading a lot, and Electric Cherry is going to buy you a lot more time. And also you want to use Double Tap because it doubles the amount of VATs fired. So if you get Double Tap, not only are 3 VATs getting fired by the Blundergat, but there are 6 VATs getting fired by the Blundergat. Now this is going to be pretty similar to the KT-4, but maybe you can change it up a little bit. For the KT-4, obviously you're going to go with Juggernaut, and then you're going to go with Double Tap to increase the VATs. I'm pretty sure the VATs increase on the KT-4. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really looked into that. But as far as Speed Cola goes, you really don't need Speed Cola for this gun because it's not really that type of gun. It's more of a finesse gun. So you can get Speed Cola if you want for your other weapons, but at the same time you can just use maybe Stamina Up so you can run around the map quicker. So I would recommend Jug, Stamina Up, Double Tap. And then for the fourth one, you can use Electric Cherry if you want, but then again, you're not going to be reloading a whole lot, so I don't know how helpful it's going to be. But you could also do Widow's Wine, but personally I don't like Widow's Wine. At least in the brief time that I used it, I found that it kind of got yourself trapped a lot. So really for that one, you can pick whichever fourth perk that you want, but I definitely would go with Jug, Stamina Up, and Double Tap for the KT-4. An advantage the KT-4 has over the Blundergat is that it actually inflicts very little to no splash damage upon yourself. So unlike the Blundergat, the KT-4, if fired at your feet, will not hurt you. So if you're trapped in a corner, it might be able to get you out of the situation. However, it's not really the gun recommended for being trapped in a corner with. But nonetheless, it doesn't inflict any damage upon yourself, unlike the Blundergat, which is very explosive and can actually hurt you or put you down if you're too close to the VATs when they explode. So that is definitely a huge advantage that the KT-4 has over the Blundergat. Now the last category I want to go into is the most fun to use. Now I personally would say that the Blundergat is the most fun to use because you can spam it due to all the ammunition you have, and also it buys you a little bit of time because it attracts the zombies. So let's say you're stuck in a corner, maybe you can shoot it away and the zombies will go away from you. Now it's not as foolproof of a method as the monkey bombs obviously, but it's a lot quicker than throwing a monkey bomb, and like I said before, sometimes the Vitriolic Withering doesn't attract all zombies. I don't know if that's more of a glitch or just the way that the zombies react to it, but all in all, I'd say the Blundergat is more fun to use, but I would say the KT-4 is probably the better wonder weapon just because of how powerful it is and how much better it would be at the higher rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and give my vote to the KT-4 in this case. It hurts me to go against the Blundergat, but I'm definitely going to say that the KT-4 is a better weapon. Anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. Also be sure to leave which weapon you thought won in the comments section below, as each vote will be tallied up, and then I will eventually reveal to you which one has moved on in the bracket challenge. So I will see you in the next episode. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll see you later.